What's going on out there? I'm your host, Talking Face, and this could be news brought to you by Royal Family Studios. Like always, I'm going to try to keep this video under 10 minutes, so please try to bear with me, people. And if you like the video, please feel free to share and subscribe to the page. Tell your friends about us. I don't know what's going on in the media today. I don't know if it's malfeasance or misinformation, or if they're just plain liars. But one thing that kept going on my timeline was how Donald Trump told people to inject themselves with bleach and Lysol. It was just many articles, and I was trying to figure out, when did he say that? So I found what they were referencing to, which is the press conference, which y'all probably should watch yourselves instead of reading articles from the news. But this is what he said.
So I ask Bill a question that probably some of you are thinking of if you're totally into that world, which I find to be very interesting. So supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light. And I think you said that hasn't been checked, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number in the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
I heard no mention of bleach or Lysol. And for the news media to spin this the way that they did shows that they're biased. And honestly, if you inject bleach or Lysol in your system, I'm not an evolutionist or anything like that, but that's probably just natural selection. Don't do it, because if you do it, you're a stupid person. But like I'm saying, it shows they're biased because of the simple fact that let's take this movement of the Me Too and hashtag Believe All Women, where Brett Kavanaugh had to go through the ringer because one lady whose story was not credible at all and broke apart at the seams immediately accused him of gang rape. And what did all the politicians and all the women do when it was Brett Kavanaugh, the Republican?
Dr. Ford, I thought she was credible.
I believe her. Her story is credible.
It comes down to credibility, to your point, Gail, and it's going to be about listening to what each party has to say, but I believe her.
I was proud of Dr. Blasey Ford's response and her demeanor, but more importantly, her courage in stepping forward.
We must first and foremost protect and support the alleged victim as they come forward. This is a very difficult thing that she is doing, and I applaud her for her courage.
Anybody who comes forward at this point, that takes an extraordinary amount of courage.
There is no doubt in my mind, Harris, that Dr. Ford was a credible witness.
Honesty, her integrity, her truth, it's obvious.
Believe all women, because all these women of power told us to do that. But when it comes down to one of their own, Joe Biden, who's being currently accused by Tara Reade of sexual misconduct, nobody wants to say anything about it. Now, I'm not saying that Joe Biden is a rapist, but what I am saying is we should hold the same standards completely across the board. More evidence has to surface, and more questions have to be asked. The only thing I'm saying is mainstream media is showing they're biased by not covering this at all, even with more evidence than against Brett Kavanaugh. They're showing their true colors, and it's disgusting, and I can't stand watching it. The mainstream media is ran by leftist politicians and outside entities, and they have a narrative to keep pushing that shows that conservatives are bad and America is terrible unless we pretty much give in to everything that they say. And that's stupid too. They feel that they have the moral high ground, but at the same time they do immoral things. They tried to scrub a video, and when I say they, I mean the mainstream media and big tech, like Google and CNN, of Tara Reade's mother calling in on Larry King around the same time where she said this assault happened. And she had this to say about the situation. She doesn't say any names, but we can kind of put two and two together.
San Luis Obispo, California. Hello.
Yes, hello. I'm wondering what a staffer would do besides go to the press in Washington. My daughter has just left there after working for a prominent senator and could not get through with her problems at all. And the only thing she could have done was go to the press, and she chose not to do it out of respect for him.
Or she had a story to tell, but out of respect for the person she worked for, she didn't tell it.
That's true.
I can kind of see why they wouldn't want that video to surface. But again, I'm not saying that Joe Biden is a rapist, but we should investigate this, especially when it's way more credible than what the whole Brett Kavanaugh, Blasey Ford did in her situations. But that's just me. I don't trust the media because they show that they're biased and liars. What do you think, though? Do you think Trump did tell everybody to inject Lysol, even though he didn't say it verbatim? And we should believe all women, unless they're going after Joe Biden because we love Democrats? Or do you think we should just hold everybody to the same standard, and if you inject yourself with Lysol or bleach, you deserve whatever happens to you? Sorry to tell you that. But I'm your host, Talking Face. This could be news. Peace.
Spread your legs, you're going to be frisked. Drop your hands. You say that to somebody in North Dakota, they think it's a frisk.
6 of our 7 children. This is my daughter, Maddie. My daughter, Lily. This is Joseph's daughter, Marilyn. Joseph.
About the same age gap.
Oh, yes, he's fine.
Look.
Give him huggers.
That's a Democrat, I know, but it's okay.
Mom, you realize in parts of Arizona this risks your reputation. You know that.
And Joe, who knows her, leaned forward and whispered some encouragement, telling her that she was doing great, that she looked wonderful.